growing up or anything, my parents never talked to me really about saving money or, that I should be prepared to build a business and work for myself. They just said, get a good job, go finish school, get a good job. And basically they kind of looked after themselves, and me and my brothers are trying to figure this out by ourselves without any type of a head start or any help. We're all doing it on our own.
And like most black people, your parents are guilty of parental malfeasance. Because they should have been teaching you all these things, but you have to understand, every generation since 1860 has had the opportunity to build assets for their children. And these last two generations of black folk have been the most self-absorbed, narcissistic bastards imaginable. They took the assets that were given to them, they smoked them up, they put them in the pipe, they bought Cadillacs, they sold off all the assets and gave them away, they chased interracial sex, and they have squandered the inheritance that you and we, the children, were supposed to get.
I told my mother, Jason, I said, Mom, I don't feel like you prepared me for life before I went out there on my own. I said, I thought it was one way. And then I found out that basically everything is a lie, or everything is different than what you led me to believe. And basically what she told me was that she did her job because at least she gave me Jesus. That's what she said to me. When I asked her for a reason why she didn't teach me anything about being a woman, anything about being an adult, but she did make sure we went to church every Sunday. And for her, she feels like that was enough to sustain me for a lifetime.
She doesn't feel like that was enough. Don't deceive yourself. She knows that she failed you. Okay? Don't be deceived. She knows that she failed you. She knows that. And what she's telling you is she has no answers. What she's telling you is that I failed. And I know that I failed. And I don't have anything to give you. I don't have a damn thing. That is why the civil rights generation is so fatalistic. You got a bunch of old ass folk from the civil rights generation, and what are they all doing? They're sitting in their living rooms, they're sitting in their nursing homes with some, and when you walk in, they all got the same thing on. It's either gospel radio or gospel on TV, and it's usually some white man. On the radio is some black pimp preacher. On the TV is usually a white man. A black man on the radio, white man on the TV. And they're all doing the same thing. Baby, they are preparing to die. Understand something, Remy. They have given up on life. They've given up. They have surrendered. At this point, if Jason Van Dyke and the rest of them rolled up on your mama, she dropped the draws. She's not gonna fight them. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I gotta just tell it to you like it is. She is not gonna, she has, your mom, your dad, they got no fight in them. They never had it. They got no fight in them. Baby, if white supremacy rolls up on them, they gonna lay down. Either on their stomachs or on their backs, they're gonna lay down.
I'm married to a white man, so recently.
Yeah, so she has officially surrendered.
Yeah.
And so if she has surrendered, what do you think she thinks about you? Baby, you were the first thing on the auction block, on the chopping block. You were the first thing to go. Not the last. You were the first thing to go. You were the first thing. And so now she's sitting here hoping that you all just stop asking these questions. Because she doesn't have any answers for you. You are asking the question that white man's family asks, and he doesn't have a problem answering that. You want to know, where's my inheritance? Where are my assets? And she's telling you, I ain't got them.
She told him the first time that I ever met him that 80-20. She said, remember what I told you, 80-20, 80-20. As in, don't believe but 20% of whatever it is that I might say.
I wouldn't even, in all honesty, I wouldn't even bother talking to him. I mean, a slave is not going to give you any more logic than their master. Your mama has completely surrendered. She will do whatever that man says. Why? Because what assets has your mother built up? What has she got going for herself? And I'm not trying to diss your mom. I'm just saying there's only one way you ended up here. Because you're 29 years old, so that means she's at least what, 55, 60?
She's 55.
Okay.
Yeah. I talk to my brothers about it all the time, and basically we've decided that she kind of made it at our expense. Like, well, at least I made it to the finish line. She owns her home. She has a pretty good job. And basically, I was on my own since 18 and just left out I raised myself, basically.
Well, the sooner that you accept your situation and the sooner that you stop grappling with it, your mom is a lost cause. I'm so sorry that, you came up so short when it came to parents, but your mom is a lost cause. You ain't said nothing about your dad, so I noticed you haven't said anything about your dad.
I was 15.
Okay. And what is he okay, what is he doing for you?
Nothing.
Like I say, basically your mom is a lost cause. She gave up a long time ago. She turned traitor a long time ago. So there's not going to be any salvation or redemption for her. She gave up a long time ago. Give up on her. Let that go. There's nothing you can do for her. At this point, you would be trying to transform dog crap into a racehorse. That would just be insanity. Just let her go. She's a lost cause. There's nothing you can do for her.
Ouch.
She's been waiting for this her whole life. And basically, you have to... Look, and you're going to learn this in life in general, really, okay? You're going to learn this in life in general. You are never going to be able to get other people to aspire to the heights that you do. They either want it themselves or they don't. But as far as you getting on their back and whipping their asses until they accept a higher standard, that's not going to happen. It's got to be in them to do that. It is either there or it is not. It's just that simple. And for your mom, you can't make her want a higher standard for herself. She either wants that or she doesn't. And clearly she doesn't. She has been just perfectly fine. She's just perfectly fine getting by with the twos and fews of life. She is fine with that. The reason that you are coming and questioning her is because twos and fews ain't enough for you. And you're like, hey, we could have done a hell of a lot better. And she's like, what you talking about? Let good enough do. We doing fine like we is. We doing fine. So understand something. At this point in your life, what does she have to teach you anyway? I mean, what could she really teach you? Let's just be honest. What could she really teach you? To be a failure? Be a bedwench? Be a sellout? Be a coon? What is she really going to be able to teach you at this point?
Really nothing, and to be honest with you, I decided a few months ago, I love her, but that person that she is now is not, I don't feel like motherly towards her. She's just like a person that's there. It's unfortunate. I know that sounds probably really cold, but I don't really have an emotional connection to her for that reason. Like she's not interested in living in reality. She's very comfortable in the Christian life. Like her whole life has become the church, and that's it. There's nothing else outside of it.
When you have a person who is, quote, looking forward to the afterlife, what they really mean is that they have screwed up and failed so bad in this one, it's beyond redemption. And that's just the bottom line. So as far as she is concerned, when you have your kids or whatever, you need to do with her the way that these smart folk do when it comes to a man in the family. In the story, what's his name? The wrestler Steve Austin. His biological dad wasn't about jack. His mama met a man named Williams, and that's it. We ain't got nothing to do. As a matter of fact, Steve Austin calls his biological father by his first name. You all can go look it up. There was an interview that was done with him, I think recently, actually, where he was talking about his biological father. The host asked about his biological father. He referred to his biological father by his first name. He said, I don't have any ill will towards him or whatever, but Williams is the man who raised me. That's the man I call my father. I don't have any. He said I saw my biological dad like at a wrestling show like 8-9 years ago, but that was the last time I really seen him or whatever. I don't have any ill will towards him. I think he said his name was, I forget what his name. He said his name was Jeff or something like that. But he called him by his first name multiple times. He didn't call him his dad. He didn't call him his father. He didn't call him Mister. His first name. And you know why? Because his mama understood something. She was like, son, I chose the wrong damn bastard to have you all with. And I'm gonna hop on the first man that is about something and get y'all the hell away from this no good Nick. But I made a mistake, and I am gonna make sure that you don't get wrapped up in that mistake. And that's what you need to do. Where your mom is concerned, you have to do the same thing for your children, for their legacy. Where your mom is concerned, it's gonna be like, kids, your grandmama is on my side is screwed up. About your husband, I don't know about. But grandmama on my side is screwed up, and she can't teach you to be nothing but a coon, a clown, and an idiot. I'm gonna do y'all the favor. You can go see this heifer on Christmas for about 5 minutes, and that's it. You got a lot of folk out here who are aimless, and rather than get a real act together, and like I told you today, have an agenda, get together and get it straightened out. I mean, there's credence to what you're saying. They've been hooking and crooking so long that, to be totally honest with you, they've been hooking and crooking so long that they wouldn't recognize a functional situation if they landed in one. They just know how to be opportunists. They don't know how to build a functional relationship with their kids. They just know how to capitalize on opportunities. But that's it. Other than that, ain't nothing happening. Not a damn thing. So just let that go. Your kids, if you ever have kids, they got nothing. She can't teach them anything except how to be a negative type of person. Don't worry about it. You're not missing nothing, and neither are they. At this point in your life, the last lesson that your mother is going to teach you is what kind of person not to be. That's her final lesson to you.
Well, I'll take that and run with it, Jason. Thank you so much.
Now get on with your life. Thank you very much for giving us a call here tonight. Please do check in with us here again. Why do you have to understand that your parents were willing to pay the price to see to it that they were okay at your expense? You know, on the plantations, the slave masters sat up here and did that mess. They taught you how to be good little slaves. They taught you how to give in. They taught you how to give up. And they inculcated you into this cult-like environment where you just simply gave them thanks for whipping your ass. And believe it or not, there are a lot of black folk today. You've been raised in that cult-like environment in your homes where your parents and the civil rights generation and all their ilk, they did nothing for you, and you are getting up every day thanking them for beating your ass. They haven't contributed a damn thing to you. But you're sitting up here being grateful. Don't you talk about my mama like that. Don't you talk about my dad like that. Don't you talk about them like that, there. And that's exactly the same mentality that the slave masters dropped on you. Exactly the same one, no changes. No changes. So you can tell yourself that this is not a problem, and you can tell yourself that everything is okay. You can do that, and then you're going to wake up one morning and watch yourself in their situation, only you won't be as lucky. You will not be as lucky.